And you have to almost turn down better opportunities to stick out that show. That's why you always see people that seem to despise the show that made them famous.
Yeah.
I kind of feel like Blake wanted to do bigger things and probably thought she was above that. I mean, once you do these shows, you memorize a couple lines. It's not rocket science. They're not out there doing like, Philip Seymour Hoffman level acting.
There's clear breadcrumbs leading all the way in the past that show that she was out here trying to destroy other co-stars' names because she just was in her fifis.
No, I wasn't at all. I knew that was the last thing in the world I wanted to do. But also before I started acting, I knew that was the last thing in the world I wanted to do. And then I did Sisterhood and I was like, this is fantastic, I love it.
What if the golden girl of Hollywood wasn't so golden after all? 4 years, Blake Lively has been Hollywood's sweetheart, the actress everyone adored, the fashion icon everyone envied. But as the years pass, a darker and more controversial side to Lively's life is slowly emerging. Despite her seemingly perfect life, rumors, legal battles, and shocking revelations have begun to paint a much different picture. Blake Lively, a name synonymous with elegance, style, and fame, has suddenly found herself at the center of an ongoing storm. So, what exactly is going on behind the perfectly curated Instagram photos, the award-winning performances, and the seemingly perfect family life with Ryan Reynolds?
So we have some weird connections. And I tell you what, Blake Lively looked miserable back in the day. And I've always tried to give her grace and always tried to say, you know what, maybe she's just trying to memorize her lines. But, here we all are shivering, doing some spring dance scene in January in New York City, wearing next to nothing outside. They literally have heaters to kind of melt all the snow. And then there she is in her plush fur complaining about, her day when we're getting paid, $112 for 8 hours work. So
let's dive into the world of Blake Lively, where the truth might be far darker than the glossy exterior suggests. Let's rewind the clock a little. We all remember Blake Lively as Serena Woodsen from Gossip Girl, the fashionable, glamorous socialite that became a pop culture icon. But behind the scenes, the reality wasn't as glossy. Dave Neal, a former extra on the set of Gossip Girl, made shocking claims about the filming conditions and Blake Lively's apparent misery on set. According to Neal, Blake often seemed unhappy, even miserable despite the show's massive success. And it wasn't just the drama that made things difficult.
Not a huge fan of Gossip Girl. They had a bad rate, the CW rate. They pay you less, even in the union, than other shows. So, yeah. So not a fan, but it was culturally speaking. In New York, I remember days that cast was treated like the Beatles. They really were. You'd see Ed Westwick running from one location to another with a bunch of girls chasing after him. It was a wild time to be alive.
So wait, do you have any details on the Penn Badgley and Armie Hammer of it all? Because we're hearing now that Blake Lively, there was an old interview in, I think it was Glamour magazine in the UK, where she talks about poisoning the cast against Penn Badgley because she didn't like him when he was first brought onto the set. And then we've also heard these resurfaced stories from Armie Hammer where he claims he only ended up taping 4 episodes of Gossip Girl.
It's been 1 week since the Gossip Girl account tweeted that picture of the old cast and everybody freaked out. And there's just been nothing from that. Is that just like a hit, the new show? Like, oh, this new show sucks.
Just popping in to say the new show sucks.
Just popping in to say you guys sullied our good name with this trash.
New show sucks. XOXO Gossip Girl.
That show got canceled, right?
Yeah.
It was not good.
I didn't watch it.
I dabbled in like 2 episodes and then that was it.
The filming conditions were brutal. Gossip Girl was filmed in the freezing winters of New York, with the cast working long hours for minimal pay. While the show made them household names, it wasn't all glitz and glamour. Cast, treated like rock stars wherever they went, were trapped in a golden cage of fame. The show's glamorous image painted a picture of luxury, but the reality was far less glamorous for many behind the scenes. Then there's the issue of pay disparity.
I don't think I relate to any of my characters. I've played a crack addict from Boston. I've played an Upper East Side princess. I think that's the safety in that, is that I never play characters that are like me. But the dangerous thing in being on a TV show for 6 years is that people have seen, I did like 127 episodes. So people assume, and I live in New York, I shared half of my wardrobe with my character. I, dated my co-star who I dated on the show, who then suddenly was my brother on the show, which is a very strange Very strange thing. This dress was one of the most critical sort of fashion moments of Gossip Girl. This was a Ralph Lauren dress. This was just like such a beautiful look, those little cropped black gloves. And I ended up wearing Ralph Lauren to the Met. That was my first year that I was invited to a Met Gala. And I think they only invited me because of this dress. And I even wore cropped gloves there because it was like such a sweet look. The impact of the fashion on that show was greater than anything else, greater than the storytelling, greater than the characters, and it definitely changed my life.
While Lively was at the center of the show, reports surfaced that the pay rate between her and her co-stars was shockingly uneven. For an industry where the women are often paid less than their male counterparts, Gossip Girl was no exception. The pay gap between Lively and her male co-stars reportedly sparked some tension behind the scenes, further complicating the atmosphere on set. But perhaps the most telling revelation came when Dave Neal spoke about how Lively tried to create division within the cast, particularly between herself and Penn Badgley, who played her love interest on screen.
They're shooting the last Gossip Girl? That's like the end of an era for you.
Yes, it is. It's crazy. 6 years. We're finally done. I can't believe it. I literally moved out of my parents' house in Burbank and moved here to New York to shoot Gossip Girl, and now we're done.
So is it bittersweet to walk onto the set tomorrow? Or are you going to celebrate with the casting?
It is, but it doesn't feel real. I mean, and we know it's the end, but we're so used to coming to work together every day that we're going to have withdrawals afterward. But yeah, it's been very celebratory in these final few months, knowing that we're coming to an end and just appreciating the time.
So now, Chanel.
Yes.
So is this sort of like a Cinderella moment here tonight?
Every moment in Chanel is a Cinderella moment. It's a beautiful Chanel couture dress, and the dress is held together by Chanel jewelry, which is, extra amazing. So yeah, I'm excited to be here.
And I love the fact that you have an actual necklace in your hair as well.
It's neat, right? I wanted some sort of like tiara because it looked like a princess dress, so I put a necklace in.
While Penn and Blake had an off-screen relationship, rumors circulated that Blake, in a jealous fit, tried to poison the minds of her co-stars against Badgley. Could it be that the show, which was all about drama and scheming, found itself mirroring the behind-the-scenes relationships? Speaking of Penn Badgley, their relationship, both on and off-screen, added yet another layer of intrigue to the Gossip Girl saga. Their on-screen romance was one of the central plots of the show, but behind the scenes, things were far more complicated. Blake admitted in interviews that she tried to poison the cast against Penn during their rocky moments. She didn't hold back, admitting to pushing her fellow cast members into a certain mindset about him. However, Blake later had a change of heart, and by all accounts, they developed a much more cordial working relationship. But it begs the question, what was really going on? Was this just a brief moment of emotional turmoil or something deeper? Adding to the complexity of their relationship, Taylor Momsen, who played Jenny Humphrey, came forward with her own perspective. Unlike Blake, Taylor had no ill will towards Penn. She spoke highly of him, adding another layer of confusion to the mix. Was Blake's animosity a personal issue, or was there something about the on-set dynamics that caused such a rift? Moreover, Blake's love life off-screen wasn't as simple as it seemed. After her relationship with Penn Badgley, Lively would go on to have other high-profile relationships, including her infamous romance with Leonardo DiCaprio. Each new relationship seemed to contribute to the growing narrative of Lively as a woman who thrived on drama, both in her personal life and on set. The drama between Blake Lively and Penn Badgley was not the only tension that gripped the Gossip Girl set. Rumors of a bitter rivalry between Blake and Leighton Meester, who played Blair Waldorf, surfaced during and after the show's run. The two actresses, who portrayed best friends on-screen, reportedly didn't see eye-to-eye off-screen. The media quickly latched onto the supposed tension between the two, though both actresses remained tight-lipped about their relationship. The lack of contact between Blake and Leighton after the show ended only fueled these rumors, leading many to wonder what was really going on behind the scenes. Was it just the typical Hollywood drama, or was there something more? The lack of clarity only deepened the intrigue. Even after the show ended, their strained relationship, or lack thereof, remained a subject of media speculation. The fact that they barely interacted in public or in private left many fans questioning whether the on-screen chemistry was just an illusion, masking a deeper rift between the two actresses. As Blake Lively's career continued to soar, she found herself embroiled in an entirely different kind of drama, one that would push her to the center of a highly publicized legal battle. Enter It Ends With Us, a highly anticipated project that would pit Lively against none other than Justin Baldoni, the film's director. What started as a professional collaboration quickly turned into a war of words. Allegations of harassment surfaced, with Blake Lively accusing Baldoni of mistreatment on set. But Baldoni didn't take the accusations lying down. He fired back, accusing Lively of orchestrating a calculated PR takedown to ruin his reputation. The drama was only just beginning. Baldoni's accusations weren't just thrown out into the public eye. He backed them up with a detailed account of texts and emails that painted a picture of a deliberate smear campaign. In an unprecedented move, Baldoni launched a website dedicated to the conflict, hoping to clear his name and prove that he was the victim of a massive conspiracy. With the release of emails, texts, and other evidence, the lines between truth and fiction became increasingly blurred. Baldoni's counterattack was swift and relentless. He didn't just talk about the smear campaign, he provided proof. The texts and emails, which were published online, seemed to show a calculated effort to discredit him. Some fans and critics alike began to wonder if there was a larger conspiracy at play, one that involved multiple high-profile figures in Hollywood. This quickly escalated into a full-blown legal battle. Baldoni filed a $400 million lawsuit against Blake Lively, Ryan Reynolds, and their publicist, accusing them of collusion and defamation. But what did all of this really mean for Lively's carefully cultivated image? Was she really the victim of a public relations attack, or was she caught up in something much darker? Baldoni's website also made it clear that he believed the New York Times played a role in the conspiracy. He suggested that journalists at the paper were helping to spread false narratives, adding fuel to the fire of a growing media frenzy. As the lawsuit continued, more revelations came to light, each one more shocking than the last. One of the most curious aspects of this entire saga is the role that Taylor Swift played, or rather didn't play. Known for her unwavering loyalty to her friends, Swift's silence in the face of these allegations left many fans puzzled. Throughout Blake Lively's career, Taylor has always been a staunch defender, but during the It Ends With Us controversy, Swift remained eerily quiet. Was this silence a deliberate choice? Some fans speculated that Taylor might have known more about the situation than she let on. Others believed her lack of support could mean she had doubts about Blake's version of events. On social media, fans quickly began to point fingers, wondering whether Swift was distancing herself from Blake, a move that could have huge implications for Lively's public image. Adding to the intrigue, certain social media accounts began to apply pressure on Colleen Hoover, the author behind It Ends With Us, to speak out on the issue. Could there be more to this story than meets the eye? If Taylor Swift, the most supportive of friends, wasn't backing Blake Lively, then what did that mean for her future in Hollywood? The legal and public fallout from the It Ends With Us controversy has been emotionally devastating for everyone involved. For Justin Baldoni, the toll has been particularly severe. In interviews, Baldoni has spoken candidly about the emotional distress he's experienced throughout this ordeal. The impact on his mental health and the toll it has taken on his family have been profound. In an industry where personal lives are often exposed to the public eye, it's clear that the consequences of this legal battle have taken a significant emotional toll on Baldoni. Despite the money, fame, and recognition, the emotional toll of such high-profile drama cannot be underestimated. For Blake Lively, it's unclear how much of this will affect her public persona. The question remains, was Blake Lively merely a victim of circumstance, or was she complicit in the unfolding drama? As Blake Lively's career continues to evolve, it's clear that the once picture-perfect image of Hollywood's golden girl is no longer so untouchable. Controversies, the legal battles, the behind-the-scenes drama, all of it has left fans questioning who Blake Lively really is. Is this the end of the golden image she worked so hard to create, or is there more to the story than we can see? The lines between reality and illusion are always blurred in the world of fame, and Blake Lively's story is a perfect example of how complicated and multifaceted the true nature of celebrity can be. What happens when the truth about your public image collides with the truth of your private life? Only time will tell.